Achivar from BSN1 Block 2, and this is our project entitled From Fertilization to Childbirth.
I am Miss Antoinette Ang from BSN1 Block 2. During ovulation becomes thinner and changes its acidity, creating a friendlier environment for the sperm. On the other side, after releasing the egg at about day 14 of the period, the egg arrives at a specific portion of the tube called the ampular isthmic junctions. It rests for another 30 hours. Fertilization occurs in this portion of the tube. Once the sperm has entered the uterus, contraction propels the sperm upward into the fallopian tubes. To meet the waiting egg, sperm must travel from the vagina to the fallopian tubes, a tough journey that few sperms survive. This process may be nature's way of allowing only the healthiest sperm to fertilize the egg to provide the best chance of having a healthy baby. The first sperm enters the tubes a few minutes after ejaculation. But, however, the first sperm are not likely to fertilize the egg. The first sperm enter the tubes a few minutes after ejaculation. But, however, the first sperm are not likely to fertilize the egg. Modal sperm can survive in the female reproductive tract or up to 5 days. The magic happens in the fallopian tubes. The fallopian tubes pushes the egg towards the uterus. Cilia pushes the sperm towards the egg. Also, the surrounding cells of the egg produce a chemical that attract the sperm. The sperm first burrow through the cells of the corona radiate, then upon contact with zona pellucida, the terms bind to the receptors in the zona pellucida. That enzyme-filled cap of the sperm called the acrosome released its stored digestive enzymes. Finally, the sperm must fuse with the egg plasma membrane. This event causes the egg membrane to change and prevent other sperm from attaching to it. Now, attach it the sperm nucleus where the chromosomes are stored enters the egg cell looking for the egg nucleus. Egg combines genetic materials with sperm to create a full set of chromosomal DNA with 23 pairs of chromosomes that contains a unique copy of half the gene of the parent source. This is the blueprint of a whole new, unique person that instantly determines gender, hair color, eye color, and many other characteristics. The combined sperm and egg is called a zygote. It is the earlier developmental stage. It divides rapidly in the days following fertilization. The zygote then travels down the fallopian tubes to the uterus. After fertilization, the zygote continues to divide and morph into a blast-sized ball of 16 cells approximately 5 to 6 days after fertilization. It is smaller than the tip of a ballpoint pen. Only 20% to 30% of fertilized egg will reach the blastocyst stage. The blastocyst hatches out of its shell and burrow into the uterine wall endometrium, which serve as the source of oxygen and nutrients. About 4 weeks from the beginning of the last period, near the next period, the blastocyst has begun to produce the pregnancy hormones to tell your ovaries to stop releasing eggs. From then on, the menstrual cycle pauses.
The blastocyst is called an embryo. Now, home pregnancy tests might be able to get a positive result. At week 5, their circulatory system, brain and spinal cord are beginning to form and the tiny heart will start to beat. The baby's heart beats about 54 million times before birth. The placenta provides oxygen and nutrients to the growing baby and removes waste products from the baby's blood via the umbilical cord. The nose, mouth, and ears are starting to shape at week 6. At week 7 and 8, the embryo has doubled in size since last weeks. Little hands and feet start to grow at week 9 to 12 of pregnancy. The embryo is called a fetus. The baby is almost fully formed and has completed the most critical portions. The facial features are more recognizable. The fetus head is rotated and bent towards the chest, and he can occasionally touch his face. The diaphragm muscles start to grow. The reproductive, circulatory, and urinary systems are all at an advanced stage of development. The fetus will urinate in the amniotic sac. It is a sign of the proper functioning of the fetus body. If the baby is a girl, her ovaries contain millions of eggs. If the fetus is a boy, his testicles will already start producing testosterone. Male sex hormone, which is necessary for the development of his reproductive system. She or he is about 5 cm in size and 14 grams in weight. She or he is growing and maturing until ready to birth.